What's going on, everybody? Hanamex7771 here, 84 TM. Today we have Fighting Vipers 2. Now this game is an AM2 game, which is Yu Suzuki's little side of the world. And Yu Suzuki did Virtua Fighter, and Virtua Fighter is, like a hallmark, benchmark, iconic fighting game. When you're talking about the history of fighting games, you kind of can't ignore Virtua Fighter. And this game, although is very similar to Virtua Fighter, it is a lot more smoother. It's got a little bit less of the polygonal look. Got a little bit of a story. Looks like it's a little bit more in depth. This is a Japanese exclusive, so we didn't get the Fighting Vipers 2, at least on the Dreamcast in the States, or the NTSC region, Canada, Mexico, this whole side of the sphere. So, yeah, what's there to say? I'm trying to cover bad games, but I'm kind of on the fence, because I've been meaning to do this review. I just, don't want to cover nothing but good stuff and then have nothing but bad stuff later, But whatever, I can do this for now. Yeah, this is just another fighter to just kind of throw into the whole, group of games that we got for the Sega Dreamcast. It's just so many good fighting games on the Dreamcast. Am I right? When I'm right, I'm correct. But Fighting Vipers 2, yeah, not much else to say. It's just another fighting game for the Sega Dreamcast. Let's see how this holds up to the other ones.
Fighting Vipers 2.
Right on.
Fighting Vipers 2.
The opening cinematic is pretty sweet. Now I hit start button and now it's telling me to hit start button a second time. But yeah, good little demo mode, gives you an idea of what's going on. I believe this game has platforms and stuff. You know how you can knock players off a platform, kind of like Soul Calibur and some other games. Alright, that's enough of that. Random. I love how the English subtitles, it's just very import friendly. I believe that this version was released in Europe for PAL region. I might be wrong. Random, that's very interesting. Random mode. Okay, sure, let's just do that. It gives you time to pick a character, but not enough time. I think this guy's named Sandman, and he's a fat guy. I think this guy has a bicycle on the back of his head. Yeah, I'll just be that guy. I don't like being timed when I pick my fighters. I like to take my time instead of be timed.
Let the action begin. Go.
Button mashing, as we all do. Just kind of hitting down, forward, A, X, B, Y, or whatever. this stage is closed off. I'm pretty sure that there's platforms that you can throw people off. I love fighting games for that reason. That big old insert thing where it shows the combo moves and whatever, I'm not going to read it. I don't care enough to do so. I just want to dive into games and play them. I like the little waterfall in the background. I feel like I'm at the Hoover Dam. I'm going to try to hit some of the triggers and see if that does anything. Doing little backflips and little knees. I like that these characters are wearing knee pads and stuff or whatever. They're just kind of... This game has a character of its own. I want to see him get on the bike instead of flopping on the ground like that. So that's random mode. I guess that... oh, we got a rock and roll guy. Well, I'm still in a closed off arena, but, you know, I'm pretty sure that things switch up with the random mode where you get random arenas, random backgrounds, random characters you play against. I like the backgrounds with the everything on fire. Do you guys remember Fighters Megamix on Saturn? That game was really cool. That's one of the games that I regret getting rid of for the Sega Saturn. I regret getting rid of my Saturn for Mr. Bones and Fighters Megamix. So if I ever track down a Saturn, those will be two games that I'll have to get. I think you might be able to burn games for the Saturn as well. Yeah. I was briefly talking about the Saturn, but yeah, if I ever track down a Saturn again, I'll have to get Mr. Bones and Fighters Megamix. That little bear in the background, you can play as him in Fighters Megamix. Just doing the same thing. Now I'm going to switch up modes unless this random mode has something really cool. Is there a stage that you can... No, it's a gated stage, but let's just look at the background real quick. How do you just cycle around the stage? I'm hitting up and down and nothing's happening. Anyway, let's get down to the menu. Okay, we got arcade versus random survival training options internet. I'm not so sure if you can play this online, like playing people online. Sometimes there's a little internet function, but it's just like a little email jammy or something. Emo? Emi? Bon? I just want to see what some of these characters look like as opposed to... I'll just be skateboard guy, why not? So, just hit somebody in the face with a skateboard, kind of sideswipe their face. They should have called him Skid Mark. Skid Mark, like a Garbage Pail Kid, you know? I bet you there is a Skid Mark. It just sounds like there's a Cheesy Charlie Garbage Pail Kid, which is one of my all-time favorites. I like Bathroom Tyler. I'm a fan of the more surreal Garbage Pail Kids. I used to have a big collection of Garbage Pail Kids when they were doing the reissues, and I scaled it back because a lot of them, I don't know, it's just, I got into Christianity there for a while, and I got rid of a lot of things that I feel has, like, spiritual energy or negative spiritual energy to them. There's something behind signs and symbols. So I just kind of streamlined that. I streamlined my Pogs as well. Hey, he's actually on his skateboard. That's cool. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with scaling things back, especially if you're just getting rid of stuff that you simply just don't like anyway. You know what I mean? I'm an advocate for minimalist lifestyle, just streamlining. I found out that I love the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast is a passion of mine, so I decided to focus on the Dreamcast. And other than that, I don't really, I focus on other things, other aspects. But Dreamcast is just something I love, and it's what I focus on the most. So there's that. I'm just playing round 2 just so I can beat up Emo here. She's got a little robotic teddy bear. Hey, I did something. Something to do with the triggers. I was just wiggling the D-pad and button mashing, and I ended up doing something there. Sometimes my phone's Google function, it thinks that I say, okay Google. But I don't. It gets in this weird mode where it records my audio at weird random times. My PS4 does that too. That's Orwellian, you know. Let's defeat Honey. Honey's a prostitute name if I ever heard one. Oh, yeah, shout out to MGTOW Canada. Because there's a new channel on YouTube called MGTOW Canada. And, you know, new MGTOW content and stuff like that. I'm an advocate for that. I'm focusing on video games for this channel and, like, other stuff. I want to do more cool stuff, just talk about toys and stuff. In due time. In due time. There's just so much Dreamcast games that I feel like I have to, you know, prioritize the Dreamcast stuff right now. Whatever. Hey, female characters, man. She looks like the Chun-Li of this game, so whatever, you know. Oh, I like the view. Hey, you get to see up the skirt. Not that you get to see much anyway, it's just black. You're supposed to see under that skirt, you know. The developers want you to look up that skirt. It's kind of a dark game. It's got like black backgrounds and stuff, but yeah. This guy looks like he's not really playing around. Let's just play as this guy. This is obviously not the best fighting game. Typically I gravitate towards the Capcom fighters because they're just so solid and safe. You really can't go wrong with most of those Capcom fighters. Now, Virtua Fighter and stuff, never really been a fan of the series. Now, not to say that it doesn't have a place in history, and not to say that it's not unintentionally funny either. Just those polygons and everything is just kind of laughable. I think there's like memes online about you know, Virtua Fighter characters and stuff. You can collect little Virtua Fighter characters in Shenmue. You know, when you go to those little toy machines, those little capsule toys, you know. But, yeah, this is better than Virtua Fighter, I think, just because it's a later iteration. You know, they keep getting better. You know, fighting games always get better. There's been Virtua Fighter games on the PS3 and whatnot. I say whatnot a lot here lately. Don't know where I picked that up from. But, yeah. Virtua Fighter's a good series. You could, in the later games, get, like, you can customize your characters and stuff. I think you can make your own fighters and stuff too, which is really cool. I don't know if they're planning on making more Virtua Fighter characters or Virtua Fighter games. That guy looks weird. Not that that's a bad thing. I think weirdness and oddness is good and is welcome in fighting games. I like that they take the creative liberties to be as wacky and crazy as they want to be. You know? Yeah. What do I rate this game? Well, I haven't been able to throw anybody off a ledge, and I just was kind of wanting to, you know, do that. The stage designs and everything, the things going on in the background, stuff's on fire. That's cool. So level design gets a 10 in my book. Music is kind of generic. It's not like beautiful symphonies or nothing. It's just kind of like hardcore metal. It's just like, yeah, let's get into it. Let's appeal to the Western audiences. Let's just do it up real ham-fisted, you know? It's got character. I bet you this game grows on you. The character designs, I don't know, they look a little bit clunky and complicated. You know, all of the, you know, inline skate gear and stuff, and I don't know. I just did Techromancer, and I forgot how much I love that game. I think I have a renewed love for Techromancer, and I'm thinking about just having that in my top 5 as opposed, and moving JoJo's Bizarre Adventure down. Yeah, for some reason this game screams an 8. I might want to give it like an 8.5. I don't want to hate on this game too much, and I typically rate fighting games pretty high anyway. I think it's better than Virtua Fighter 3 TB, and that's not saying much because, I don't know, Virtua Fighter 3 TB lacks this charm and stuff. It's no Soul Calibur. Gollum Cone just said something about Soul Calibur. That's his favorite. Soul Calibur is good. I have not talked about Soul Calibur yet on my channel, but yeah, I'll just give it an 8.5. I'm just going to give it a little bit of wiggle room because, it's AM2. Yu Suzuki, man. It's good stuff, man. And this is a good middle-of-the-road fighter. There are worse fighters, let me tell you. I'd rather play this than Psychic Force 2012. You know? That character's too good. What's her name? Honey? Anyway. I'll play another round just for sake of variety, but yeah, I'll give this an 8.5. And do I recommend? Yeah, but I recommend other fighters on top of this one, for sure. Yeah. So, I appreciate you guys watching.
Select your Viper. Let the action begin. Go!